Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. So with this one, with the older wand, basically I started with a lovely piece of ash that I bought, marked it all out, and then lathed it up to a certain point on my wood turning lathe. This is technically the 6th attempt at this wand that I've had, because I always get to about this point and it snaps on the lathe, which is slightly frustrating. But what I thought I'd do was just push my luck a little bit and basically go past it a smidge, then just go to hand carving and carving and carving and carving and carving, and I could probably say carving about another 4 million times. It's a lot of carving, but that sounds like I didn't enjoy it, but I actually really did. It was surprisingly good fun. It's obviously here you see me cheating, adapting and using a Dremel, but with this, it already took quite a long time to carve after this. So don't worry, the Dremel doesn't take too much of the hand carving away. It just basically meant that I could take the nodules all the way down the wand to a more manageable sort of size, and then move to hand carving. So don't worry guys, I do actually do it by hand in a second. So there I just mark out the shape again, and then basically it was moving from just a craft knife to a Stanley knife. I found with the Stanley knife it really sort of pushed through really well, because it's a much more sort of robust blade. And then for the tighter sort of shapes and just sort of smartening it up a little bit, I then went to the sort of smaller craft knife. Yeah, if you're going to have a go at doing the elder wand yourself, guys, then, like I say, just be aware there is a lot of carving. I mean, if Ollivander and Grigorovich actually hand carve each of their wands, then I don't know how they fill up their shops like they have so much in the films, because it takes a long time. But still. The one thing with the with ash is actually that it carves really nicely. It's very, very satisfying, like I said, and if you do it carefully, it really does sort of go into the exact shape you want. I can imagine it'd be very nice for carving sort of small statues, little figures, that sort of thing. Definitely would carve into those quite nicely. So basically here I'm just neatening up the back of the handle, just realising that I've made it a little bit too, or left it basically a little bit too thick. So I'm just trying to make it a lot thinner and a lot more delicate. And then here just carving bigger pieces off to really bring the thickness of the wand down. Because initially it seems like it's an okay size, and then you quickly check reference photos and things. You think, well actually no, it needs to be a lot thinner than that, so it's going back to it. And then rounding off the end. And then once I'd basically done all the hand carving, I then went to 160 grit sandpaper and just ran it over the whole thing. So with this, if you have a go at making the elder wand yourself, don't worry about being too perfect, because when you actually look at the proper ones that were used, you can see all the carving marks and everything. So it's actually quite a rough sort of wand. It's not like a Theseus Scamander's wand or something like that, where it has to be absolutely absolutely super smooth. It's more of a sort of don't know, like a rustic effect. The same with these holes on the nodules running down the wand. So these, if you're making it yourself, these aren't actually round. They're slightly oblong and weird shapes. And when you get to the bigger sort of piece in the handle that I'm just doing now, they're really weird shapes. So just extend them out all different angles and different sizes, That's actually the way they are on the proper sort of prop wand. Just if you do this, make sure you open a window because it creates a lot of smoke. It doesn't look like it, but each one of those is being burnt basically by the Dremel each time I do it, and yeah, you end up smelling like a bonfire. So this was really again really satisfying, just basically covering each nodule with the little holes, and then the closer and closer you get down to the end, you sort of think, right, the wand's so much closer to being finished. And then yeah, just a quick sand again with 160 grit, just to take the little edges off where it's all got burrs and things from the Dremel. I then went on to burnt umber. It's basically System 3, just normal acrylic paint. I was going to use wood varnish, but I thought this is using acrylic paint, I could probably get a bit of a better effect really. So yeah, it's just normal burnt umber, and then once I finished with that, I went with raw sienna and sort of dry brushed in all the gaps between the nodules, and it came out a lot better than I expected actually. Came out a lot more like a prop one that I've seen, a prop elder one that I've seen. The only trouble with making this wand is that it sort of adds fuel to the fire that your family think you've gone mad, because basically you end up just running around shouting Avada Kedavra. But that might just be me. If you do it as well, then please let me know in the comments below. Then this part, just for the sort of runic band that goes around it, again, it's just acrylic paint. Just use like a cream acrylic paint around it, and then this part should be engraved out. But basically, I've found on the the 6 previous attempts that I've done, when you try to engrave onto wood like this, the rotary tool or Dremel, whatever you're using, it basically wants to follow the wood grain, so you never get a nice shape. I've had a go at trying to basically carve that part out, fill it with wood filler, and then carving that so I don't have grain to contend against. But it never quite looks right. It looks very naff. So basically what I decided to do with this is mark it out in pencil, and then paint it with black acrylic, which once it's done, came out a lot better than I expected really. So here you see I've just moved to using just black acrylic paint on a rigger brush that I've basically just trimmed down slightly thinner, just so it really just lays on a nice little thin edge of paint. When you start to get this close to finishing the wand, you start to wonder, you think, right, who shall I use it on first? Sorry, I mean, what good shall I do with the wand first? Obviously. And then finally the last bit, once I've done this, you have to be very careful. I basically do very, very thin, wispy sort of coats, but it's of car lacquer. And I've used wood varnish in the past. It's obviously, it does exactly like it should. It varnishes it and it gives it quite a strong, crisp edge. But I find with car lacquer, that it dries much quicker, and it is very, very crisp. And if you do it very thinly, like I said, then you can do it over acrylic paint without it running. But you do have to do it and build it up in several layers. For this, I only did 2 layers, and it has a nice crisp sort of edge on it without being too stupidly sort of shiny. But yeah, it turned out a lot better than I expected. Hi guys, just wanted to say thank you so much for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment and subscribe for more. Now, as always with one builds, we've got to make sure it works. So we've done firepower videos in the past. We've done different spells. But I think this, I need to show somehow that this is the Elder Wand, the most powerful wand ever created. And I think I know how to do that. Right, this should prove that it's the most powerful wand ever created. Accio. Oh, yep, it's coming, it's coming. Yep, this is definitely a powerful one. Well guys, if that doesn't prove that this is the most powerful one ever created, then I'm not sure what will. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment and subscribe for more. Thank you.